Hello everybody, I am AngryBird. So, for this video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've always really enjoyed watching Rangroo's Unit of the Week. So, what I thought is we do a little segment, little video, just to try and see whether we can use Rangroo's Unit of the Week and get a 1v1 victory with it. Kind of focus a deck around the unit, make that unit the star of the deck if possible, and see what we can do with it, see whether we can get a victory. So what I've chosen to do is go with the 5th Panzer, and we are playing the 9th Guard Cavalry, Mr. Twister. So Mr. Twister is a good player. He is on the top end of the leaderboard. This was played yesterday, so much more up to date. And Rangroo's Unit of the Week this week is the Dornier 217 J-1. And here it comes. Let's have a look at it. If I can manage to zoom right in there. So this is the plan. Let's use the 5th Panzer's Dorniers in Phase A and let's see what we can do. So if I remember correctly, they get six of these Dorniers in A phase. So the plan is get them all out and let's start using them. Okay, so first target is a miss. Good start. Let's see, what have we got going on? So at the moment we've got 2 Dorniers out. What we've decided, the map is Siano, we decided to loosely try and hold the left of the town, and I figured I'd try a little bit of push into this centre area because you don't tend to expect it. And there goes the first unit, down goes the support gun, with also the help of the Focke-Wulf 190. And Mr. Twister, he is a good player, he reacts straight away, brings in a Zis 12, and the first Dornier is retreating. 2 more Dorniers come in, take out or pin down the Kavaki SVT. They're really allowing my infantry to push forward. We did lose some in the initial engagement, but so far we've pushed into the town. We've got the MG42s on the hill, and we are making distinct progress over on that side. It looks like we're going in for a strafing run on the Emcher. Not quite enough to pin it down on the first run, but we've got our 2nd Dornier coming in there, and that will now be falling back. So Mr. Twister's now bringing in a 37mm as well, and that anti-air is really going to shut me down. We get the pin onto the Sapari PPSH, who then surrender. The 37mm does unload back there. At least, it gives me some more distance. I think I go in, try to attempt the strafing run on the Zis 2 there, but I'm forced back straight away. Another 2 Dorniers coming in to help out, and it looks like just circling around for targets at this moment in time. So on the left hand side, I think Mr. Twist is realising that I'm focusing on the centre, and he is pushing through. There's a Marder 3 fight against the Valentine and the Emcher. The Marder can win that, but it is currently loaded wounded, so I pulled it back. And in come the Dorniers, hopefully for some decent strafing runs. There's no anti-air on this left hand side. And in for the tanks, forcing them back. This is the beauty of these Dorniers. I actually think they're slightly under strength at the moment in terms of strafing. We'll see. I think the fighters, well, there was a change in the patch as I'm filming this today, so we'll see what's happened after there. So another strafing run down and a surrender on that infantry. This is the beauty of using these planes. They really can help out your infantry. But once that anti-air gets up, and in comes another 37mm anti-air unit from Mr. Twister. He knows what's up, he knows how to deal with this. A new player might not realise that these kind of tactics, you need to bring that anti-air in, straight away. Okay, in for another strafing run here. In on the leader unit. And the pin goes down. So really what I'm trying to do at the moment is just hold off any push in the centre of this town. I know he's pushing on the left hand side and I'm struggling, you know, with all the points that I've vested in there, I am actually struggling now. And look at the firepower going down on those infantry. He has broken through the Ersatz-Truppen. He will quite easily get through them, and my left hand flank is opening wide up. See, the thing is, if you are faced with this kind of sort of plane, it is very cheesy tactics, especially if used early on with a recon vehicle, because you can pin down units before they get to the front. But you've just got to react calmly, bring in the anti-air, and you also know that these airplanes, they cost a lot of money, so to bring all 6 of these in, I think it's 75 points each, so you're talking 150 points for 2, so you're talking, you know, 300 for 4, and then 450 points for all 6 planes. So that's 450 points that I've spent, plus the recon plane that, you know, hasn't gone on ground forces. So if this is happening to you, just remain calm and push on the ground, and you should eventually counter it quite easily. I do have a game coming up in the ranked where those kind of tactics were used on me, and it's always a pleasure when somebody uses cheese tactics on you and then you come out with a victory. It is always a good feeling. Strafing runs coming in onto that 45mm. Although that one was off target there. So I'm literally, I've concentrated everything on this left to try and stem the tide, which I needed to do, but as I've been doing that, Mr. Twister's realised, and he's been able to push forward a little bit further into this town. I think he realises that all of my focus is going on the left hand side. And the other thing about using these planes is they're actually quite micro intensive. Like every single time you want to come in for a strafing run, like, see, I'm missing the target there. You know, you've got to select your planes and then select your target. So there are, when you're managing 6 planes flying around in the sky like this, or 3 planes and a recon, there is quite a lot of micro to it. So if you're against this, then there are opportunities on the ground where, you know, micro won't be happening on the other side, because, you know, they're so busy microing their aircraft. So I've not touched this town in ages. I've just got this, you know, Ersatz-Truppen making, you know, serious attack moves, but they're long attack moves. They're not short micro moves, and the rest of them aren't moving. So I am managing to hold off the infantry with these airplanes, but currently we're at a 12-12 tick, but I don't think we're going to last, especially with the infantry guns Mr. Twister's now got in the centre. You know, he's slowly, with this recon Razvedka here, he is slowly, you know, revealing troops, using the infantry guns to fire on them. You know, classic play really. He's bringing SVTs up through the forest. All the while I'm just trying to hold on to this left hand side. I have brought reinforcements in now, finally got some Panzergrens into a position where they can really actually contest the territory. But I think, you know, the hope is here, if we can clear up this left hand side, then perhaps we can, you know, hold on. But this really let me down. The number of troops, so you can see it already, there's 1, 2, there's 4 vehicles here coming from these AT guns on the left hand side, perfect lines into the reinforcement zone, and they just took out all the reinforcements, you know, that was bringing through. So if you have managed to push through on this left hand side, you know, take these positions up in these trees and you'll cut off reinforcements to the town quite easily. Okay, new Dornier 217 coming in. This time trying to strafe the players. Let's have a closer look at it. That's the supposedly the radar system on the front. Like I say, this was Rangroo's unit of the week, so you know, check out his video. I really enjoy watching his unit of the week videos. Okay, so I think this is an attempt to. Okay, it was an attempt to strafe the ZIS-2 anti-air unit there, because the anti-air was causing me a lot of problems, but was forced back before he could get in any machine gun fire on it or any cannon fire on it. Let's see, we've got another one going into the attempt, but forced back way too early, and we may well lose that unit there. I think that's the first Dornier shot down. Oh dear. So we're still trying to clear up this left hand side. Like I say, you know, check out Rangroo's videos. I really love watching them, and hopefully, you know, hopefully he doesn't mind me doing this video, and I may well come back and do some more of these. It's really fun to focus on units that sometimes aren't used as often as other units. Like the 5th Panzer is probably not known for the Dorniers, probably more well known for the Panthers and the Tigers, so interesting to see them played in a different way, I think. We've got 2, although under strength now, Panzer units trying to break through this forest, and I think they will, you know, easily take that one Kazaki down, but I don't think they're going to get much further than that. I'm finally starting to clear this left hand side, but then Mr. Twister decides to bring in his own air force, and I'm responding to that with a couple of Flak 38s, just to try and maintain control of the skies. But we're now 13-11 down, and there is a major push coming in down this town. Like I say, I don't think I have moved the starting units since they came in, so I'm trying to retreat, but I'm not going to get anywhere. He has got this town with that amount of units in there. They are hook, line and sinker. We have the Flak 38, although, you know, that's trying to take down the LA7 flying around, the little unit, the commander unit. It's a beautiful skin. Oh, it's such a beautiful skin. This game it just looks fantastic. I'm not sure he's going to make it out. Look at that. Is he going to go? I think he just managed to get out of there. And that Flak 38 goes down. So left hand side looking a lot better. Not fantastic, but it's looking a lot better than it was. But we are now 14-10 down. The centre has collapsed. Saying that, I have not brought any reinforcements over here since the start of the game, so I'm not surprised it's collapsed. And we are looking in trouble now. One of the advantages of the 9 Guard cavalry is that you can bring in. I'm not sure if you can hear that. That's my dog in the background running about. So apologies for that. But like I say, one of the advantages of the 9th Guard cavalry is you can bring in a lot of cheap units. You can get a lot of material on the ground. And considering that, you know, in Phase A, 450 points of mine were spent on those Dorniers alone. We are severely lacking with troops on the ground at the moment. So we've got another Dornier refueled back into the mix, pinning down the infantry there. And I think we're going to struggle with the amount of units on the ground. There's a LA7, I believe, in the sky as well, coming after us. And look at the Dornier. I think we're going to go into we're going to try and dogfight with this LA7 here. Let's see how we do. I don't think we're going to come off too well. Let's see. He's on. He's getting on. Oh no, we might get, if we can get a direct. Ooh, the cannons on the front, they will hurt. And that LA7 is in serious trouble now, especially with these two flak 38s. He's got to fire completely over them. Surely he's not going to get out. Yeah, down he goes. Let's see, do we pick up any explosion? Ooh, not quite. I would have loved that to take out that ZIS-12. That ZIS-12 was ruining my day. So let's follow the Dornier, the unit of the week. I don't think we're doing too badly with it. This was the first attempt, first game, so I did play 2 other games after this one, but decided to show you the first one, and we'll see how we do. So Mr. Twister has got full control of the middle ground now, and he's totally reinforced that town. Bit of a strafing run with the Focke-Wulf, I believe, there. And we're taking AA fire. Let's see, can we get another strafing run in? I think part of the problem here is actually spotting units, and we are forced back before we can go in for another run. I think part of the problem there was we couldn't actually spot any units to attack, and so there are attack markers put down, but because there's a new patch release today, they are slightly bugged, so you can't see them. So he has marked out my anti-air, which I presume, and he's just brought in 2 Su-76 artillery pieces, so I presume he's going to be targeting those spots. I have actually, quite luckily, I decided to move my anti-air back because I saw the amount of infantry that was coming forwards, and I didn't want them too near to the forest so those infantry could come through. So another Dornier into play, and again I think we've got the same problem. We haven't got eyes on the units, so we're struggling right now, being targeted by the enemy fighter. Oh, I thought he was going to go upside down then. Okay, that fighter's retreated, I think. Yeah, that fighter's retreated. We've got a second. We have a wingman in the air as well. Looks like we're coming across, hopefully for a decent strafing run over in the centre. Looks like we're going in on these amateurs possibly, although the wingman's been forced back, and I think, yeah, this one forced back as well. Decided to abort that run. So the anti-air, like I said, he's actually got a supply truck rearming, that anti-air, and he's had a full one on this ZIS-12, but it's still, it's only got 1 shell in it. He's completely out of ammo. I presume that means he's actually out of ammo completely. We have actually brought a Tiger into the centre, and that is tanking a lot of shots. I mean, look at the smoke over the water. Oh, shell there. Look at these trucks. It almost looks like there's, oh no, that's the back of the truck. So yeah, like I say, terrible time. Look at the number of trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unloaded. 7 full squads of probable Panzergrens, possibly Pioneers, just dead before arrival. And we have the heavy fighters, the ME410A1. Looks like that's coming in for a strafing run. Oh no. No, it is not. So we're trying to take back this forest here, although these two Flammenwerfers are going to have real trouble. Yeah, they get taken out quite easily by the Sapere, although we do have the Panzer IV here and the MG42 that should keep things nice and steady. Okay, another Dornier coming in, so it looks like we're focusing on the Sapere. But that's the thing, when you get these on target, they will pin down. But that anti-air is just too strong now. So I have, my plan was, and there goes another Dornier. Only the tail is left. So I have brought in an LEFH 18M 105mm with a supply truck, although possibly a bit early. But the plan was to target the anti-air with this. So I've got quite a few targets on. The main one being this CIS-12 gun. Also this CIS-12 gun here, which I think I marked myself. So the idea was that I knew that the answer to the Dorniers is to buy anti-air. So the counter to anti-air tends to be artillery. So the plan was to bring in the artillery and try and take down the anti-air, so that the skies would be free for us to roam. Look at that, Mr. Twister bringing in the leader. What's the name? Let's see. That's slightly annoying, isn't it? We can't get there. Kozadub. I'm not sure if that's the actual leader's name. Beautiful skin though. Let's actually spend time watching. No, we shouldn't spend. Let's just watch this strafing run. Okay, only one unit defeated. So we should not spend time highlighting that leader unit. There'll be another time for that. So the Dornier 217s are the unit of the week. Rangroo's unit of the week. And from watching his videos, I understand it was originally a medium bomber that was converted to a night fighter, which they added either infrared or radar ability on it. That's the radar receivers on the front. And the idea was that they would face up against the British bombers coming in at night. And all under fire there. I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this leader unit. I've got 2 Dorniers, one falling back now, and one fighter on the tail. If I can just get shots off onto this leader unit, but unfortunately the agility, these are supposed to be night fighters, but they're not meant for. They're certainly not meant for dogfighting. They're meant for flying in a straight line, just like this, and then releasing all that lead down on those infantry units. Well, that's in game anyway. So let's have a look. The centre has completely collapsed. We've barely got anything in the town. We've got one pioneer that's shortly to be deceased, holding that town. The town has now gone. The left hand side is pretty much down. We've got 2 Panzer IVs, but I don't think they're going to get anywhere against these the M45 and the Zis gun there. Immediate crew kill. What was that? I think that was the yeah, it was the M45 that got the immediate crew kill. And the bailed out Marder 3 that's been there from the very start. Like, I should have brought in a supply truck and at least got this back up and running, but you know, my micro and the points were spent elsewhere. So I tried to bring in these Panzergrens to relieve the pressure on this town. There is a point in the centre of this town, so I did not want that to fall because we are currently 15-9 and we're not far off losing the game. So I definitely wanted to hold on to this point. And the aim was to try and take back these trees as well. But we've got infantry pushing through absolutely everywhere at the moment. We are really really struggling right now. We've got more infantry. I think these were originally meant to try and retake this hill, but you know, we'll do what we can. The Focke-Wulf there helping out, destroying another infantry. And we have got quite a few Panzergrens deployed on this right hand side. I think the idea was to try and do a push down this right hand side and get into a position to recapture this. I didn't expect there to be many troops over here because all of the fighting so far had been done over the left and the centre, so that was the plan. So we missed that Dornier attack there, pinning down the Maxim, and you know, just allows the Panzergrens to fire unrestricted and hopefully take down this Maxim. Yeah, there it goes. So that does open up the right hand side a little bit, and Mr. Twister is reacting as best he can. And there goes another. I think that was our Focke-Wulf going down in the centre. The anti-air is strong, and I've not brought in any more artillery. I should have brought more in, but as you can see, it has been counter-battered and there is more artillery fire coming in. This was something that I struggled with. I wasn't able to shut down the anti-air with my own artillery, and I paid for that in the end. So we've got a second Tiger up in the centre. The first one is still there. It's been tanking shots for quite a long while, and brought a second one in there just to try and relieve some pressure. But this left hand side, I have nothing holding it. A couple of Flak 38s and a Panzer IV, and as soon as Mr. Twister decides to push through, I think I'm going to collapse on this left hand side. So we are in real trouble here. I think we're trying to relieve pressure by, you know, pushing through on the right, but it's a very basic infantry push at the moment, very slow. I think by this stage of the game we have lost most of our Dorniers, so we will just up this to 4 speed and let's see the rest of the game out. So we are at 14-10 down. Personally, I can't really see how we're going to pull this back, but we have got 2 Tiger E's coming in, another one ordered, and we're going to try and do our best. We have managed to get a Panzer Grenadier through there, but he is going to end up behind enemy lines. The Dornier coming in there with the strafe and run on the Emcha, trying to clear that up. The Tiger will not lose that fight there, really. The Tiger in the centre is taking a hell of a lot of fire and has to retreat, but we have got a follow-up Tiger about to take its place. The left hand side, Mr. Twister's still not pushed through yet, and as soon as he starts that push, I think we're going to collapse there. Trying to regain some ground in the centre, but I don't think we're going to get that far. And these Panzergrens have managed to push through and take out the Maxim gun there, so that relieves quite a lot of pressure. We're still 15-9 here with 5 minutes left. Rushing through some infantry units to take down this point. I think, yeah, we have captured this point now, although immediately surrendered, so we didn't get that. So I am rushing in more units on this right hand side. The plan was that if there was anywhere that I was going to push, it was this centre ground, because I could see that I managed to get rid of a hell of a lot of units as this 2 there goes down, you know, fighting with the Tiger E. We're rushing more units into the centre. One gets taken out immediately, but luckily we do manage to take the rest of this town, and we are now 13-11 down. So somehow we've managed to sort of pull this back in the centre with the Panzergren play, and the Tigers are doing a great job. In comes another Dornier. That's bad camera work there, missing the strafing run, but gets forced back by the Zis 12. And we've got another, I believe that's, yeah, so it's another anti-air unit without ammo. So maybe it's, don't artillery the anti-air, maybe just wait for it to run out of ammo in this strategy, really. So we've got the Dornier, you know, just scouting out really, waiting for targets to appear, and then going in for the strafing run. So there goes down another sort of amateur pin down. We've got some recon units in there trying to spot targets for us, and we really are pushing forward with this with these Tigers. And actually we've managed to pull a 13-11. We've somehow, with this left hand side, somehow we managed to get up in this game. And the actual match, if we'd have played a, you know, normal strategy match, I think with the armour that 5th Panzer have got, it really should have been an easy win against the 9th Cavalry. So I'm not surprised at this stage that Mr. Twister's struggling to match up to the Tigers. Oh, there goes another Dornier, and I don't think that's the last one, but I know we're running short of them. That is for sure. We've lost the centre ground here, so Mr. Twister is back up 14-10. But we are pushing as far as we can. We've got a Tiger. I don't know how I've managed to get there, but this Tiger is right up near the enemy spawn. And luckily we've got a an SDK FZ 7-1 there, helping out to take out the anti-tank planes. We've got a second Tiger up there, you know, taking shots on enemy reinforcements as soon as they come in, and another Tiger and a Panzer IV. So I think I really should have pushed with this infantry. There we go. So we are starting a bit of a push with the infantry. This was my only hope, but down goes the Tiger and the SDF KZ. We've got one Tiger left, but it gets engine damaged by the amateur, and I think it's taken, no, so it's still managing to hold out, but with that SDF KZ taken out, the anti-tank planes can come in and clear those Tigers up, and I think, yeah, that is it. The game is over. So Mr. Twister wins. Kill-death ratio, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I have to say, I probably thought I was going to absolutely get battered in that. Let's have a look at the kills for me. And the Dornier 217 J/1 came in immediately with the kill on the OB-25. We've got Poe out there with 4 kills. Another OB-25, a Sapari, and 2 Kazakis. Larek with Kazaki Osnaz and an M42. Paulus, another M42 down. Resvedka recon unit down there as well. I think that is probably the last of the Dornier kills. We had this Tiger here, Tiedman, kill a hell of a lot of units, including a Zis 2 that it just tanked shots from. And another Tiger there with Werner and Schrade. But it's expected, given the matchup that Mr. Twister had, it's expected he will struggle against those heavy tanks. So, I mean, the aim of this was to highlight Rangroo's unit of the week, you know, try and play a game with them, try and get a win with them. We didn't succeed this time, but hopefully next time we might get a victory. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. You know, please like, subscribe, make any comments. You know, try it yourself, see whether you can get a better result than I did.